Hello Saddleback Church, Irvine South. I'm back again with another video. If you've been watching my other videos, thank you, and I hope these are encouraging for you. We're going through Psalm chapter 143, and I've already went through verses 1 through 4, and today we're going to talk about verses 5 through 6. I'm going to read just those two verses from the ESV translation. I remember the days of old. I meditate on all that you have done. I ponder the work of your hands. I stretch out my hands to you. My soul thirsts for you like a parched land. Selah. David right now is seeking the attention of God and showing his example of how to do it. And now in verses 5 through 6, it teaches us how to seek the attention of God. And David does something here that all of us should be doing, not just now, but in any times of trial and hardship. And what David does, he actually thinks about God and all the great things that he has done. He thinks about the greatness of God, the power of God. And he reminds himself of who God is. Look at verse 5. He's talking about what God has done in the past, in the days of old. He meditates on all the great works that he has done, creation, maybe even thinking about the history of Israel and saving them from slavery. And he ponders the works of his hands. He's thinking about all of the great things that the Lord has done. But this can also happen on a personal level. You can remind yourself about the greatness of God, the great and mighty things God has done, how great and mighty God is. You can also remind yourself of what God has done personally for you in your life. And I don't want you to focus just on those times when maybe you passed that class in college, or maybe you got the car of your dreams, but focus and think about specific moments in your life when you experienced hardship and trial and God came through for you. Maybe he resolved the trial. Maybe he healed your pain. Maybe even currently right now, you're not fully out of it, but you know that the hope of Christ is pulling you out of that pit of despair. Those are the personal things that you also want to meditate upon and remind yourself of how God helped you personally in your own life. You see, David shows us an awesome example. He is thinking about the greatness of God and he's finding satisfaction in him, in God alone. He's finding satisfaction, he's finding comfort from his trials and hardship, from his current trial and hardship right now. That helps him to be anxious for God. You see, seeking the attention of God is so important because it leads you down a path of yearning for God. And David right now, he's yearning to be with God. That's why verse 6 says, I want to stretch out my hands to you. He's using a metaphor. He physically wishes that he could just kind of grab God. He wants to be with him. Do you yearn for God? When you seek the attention of God, are you yearning to be with him? Or just evaluate your life right now. Do you yearn for God at all? Do you find satisfaction in him? Because currently right now, during this crisis, there's a lot of other things or people that you might want to run to find satisfaction. You might want to turn to some of these things, some of these activities to distract you or to get your mind off of all the craziness that's going on. But as you are thirsty and hungry for peace and hope, the only thing that could quench your thirst, the only thing that could satisfy your hunger is God, is Jesus. More than alcohol, more than money, more than clothes, or more than anything else that you guys love doing or having. So I encourage you to seek him, seek Jesus Christ, and begin a journey of finding that satisfaction in him.